Yes, people, you've joined us for the CC show. We are live, people. It's not Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. Forgive us, we weren't here Tuesday. Obviously, the Bias Premier League show went live on Tuesday this week, but we are here. It's Thursday. We were going to do Friday, but just to give everyone full context, tomorrow on Friday will be the Forever Arsenal live show. So make sure you guys tune into that. But today it's me and Curtis to discuss, as always. Well, I mean, look, I suppose the things that have been going on, in the week, whether it's around Arsenal. We'll talk about, obviously, things around football as well, because Curtis, before we went live, just mentioned, yo, Messi's in Jamaica. I said, yeah. I said, the goat. He's just like this, trying to take photos. He's doing signatures. Yeah. I mean, for Jamaica, I can listen. They're going to be going mad. He's obviously playing against Cavalier FC at the National Stadium. Which is mental. Inter Miami versus Cavalier FC. That is, it's big, man. The goat's in Jamaica. I can't believe it.
Man's saying, yeah, you know his security guard, bro. He better stretch and warm up, bro. Because if one of them man run on the pitch, you know what I mean? He's back and sprint.
Them man are gonna be jumping over the security guards like Messi. Messi.
Oh, Messi, give me a picture now. The goat.
Let me take the shirt, man. Yo, let me get your shirt, man. No, come on, now.
It's gonna be mad.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
We'll discuss all things of football, but as obviously both being Jamaican, have a Jamaican heritage in our bloodline, we have to mention, Messi is in Jamaica.
Bro, do you know what? Before we start the show properly, let me big you up, because you know you had a big weekend. I was at the Sidemen game, you know what I mean? Big up, shout out YouTube, me and Robbie and that.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, you was presenting, and I seen man pitch side, and I seen him on the big screen. I said, rah! He's live, live and direct. Man's telling me, yo, 7 a.m. the car's picking me up. I said, bro, I ain't getting there till 2. He said, yeah, 7 a.m. Give us the backdrop, bro. I want to know, like, what's going on behind the scenes.
This is why I like this show, man. You get the little behind the scenes stuff. I know. Listen, I'll give you that. I appreciate that, Curtis. I didn't know you was going to do that, but I will give just a quick story of it all briefly. Like, cool, yeah, got there super early. Had to get up so early for I don't even know. Obviously, I did the pre-video. So if you guys have watched the charity match, I do like the pre-VT, the opening VT of what to expect behind the scenes and that. So I had to get there really early. I didn't sleep the night before because I'll be honest, I weren't nervous, but I get adrenaline. So I didn't really sleep properly. I was up from 3 a.m. I didn't really get any shut eye because I was just like, I'm thinking about ideas, racing speed, and just different things in the change rooms, lifting the truck. Like, how can I, be creative on that? So got to Wembley. I'll be real, walking out to an empty Wembley is mental. Onto like pitch side, I'll be honest, it hit me like mad. I said, yeah, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. So got there, but I was actually quite calm. I was quite calm because I did the London Stadium 2 years ago in that charity match. I was quite calm. And Els and Munya big them up every time. He asked me like, how are you? How you feeling? I was like, I'm all right, I'm actually all right. I'm locked in a little bit, like focused. And then, like the stadium started to fill out. And it was just starting to get a bit nervy, bro. I'll be real. Like it's mad being down there. We're going to talk about in this live, like Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, sorry. And like the youngsters, Mars, Lewis, Skelly, Ethan, like cool. They played senior games, but them walking out onto that pitch, I think they're going to be, I think there's going to be a bit of different feeling that they haven't experienced. Like granted, they've had good careers so far, but you're going to be on the pitch shared with some of the world's best footballers. And I'm not saying the Sidemen or any of them, man, any of the world's best, but like you're on the pitch there interviewing in a big arena in front of 2.54 million live watchers, plus a 90,000 stadium. And I mean 90,000 full. It's not 90,000 missing. I looked around and you can't find an empty seat. The thing was mental. I think that might be their last one. I don't want to start spreading no rumors, but I know they don't really know how to really go bigger than Wembley, because that's the biggest right now. Well, it's the biggest in the UK, and they're talking about going abroad, but I don't think they're interested in that. Everyone scored that they wanted to, so all the stories are kind of being written. But for me, I just think, man, it was amazing. Like coming from AFTV, and obviously I was presenting a little bit before, but coming from like AFTV, doing that, and then going into like having your in-ears, having loads of people watching, having a ground producer, scripts, not even scripts, just like, it is scripts really, having like things you have to hit, charity reads and that. it was a big thing for me. I can't lie. And then that whole weekend was mad. I went from there to Red Bull Culture Clash. Come on, Spice on stage. I see Shaggy whining Spice.
Oh my! I see the picture, Shaggy at that. It was mad.
It's crazy. I had the maddest weekend. I'll be honest. I didn't sleep much, and then I know we won't touch on Man United because there's a lot to get through. We can talk about the PSV game.
Yeah.
We don't really spend too long on Man United, but I obviously went to United the next morning. Like traveling up there, I was knackered.
Didn't
really get much sleep on the car on the way up there, and just it was just a bit of a madness. Obviously, we drew that game, but bro, charity match settings, crazy, bro. Some of them man, Speed, KSI, all them man, Mr. Beast. It's big things, but
man. It was good to see, man. It was good to see you there, man. You handled it well, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It was inside. I was like, right, this is mad.
Yeah.
You got to be professional, and you got to try and hold it down and just represent. Like, the live moments were crazy. I was actually more confident about the live moments because we're doing a live right now. Like, I'm used to doing lives. Me and you see,
calm.
Like every night, every Tuesday, whatever, and I do lives with AFTV. So I was kind of all right when it was that, but yeah, when I gave Sketch his Man of the Match award, I was just thinking, right, like that went viral. I was like, right, this is mad. Like, this is mad. There's bare people that's been reshared around, and loads of people have seen it. I'll be honest. I want to be playing. One day it'll be good if it was me and you out. Like, I want to be playing, but how this thing runs, it probably is never gonna like they purposes. You know what I mean? That's why some of the biggest streamers and YouTubers are on there. But big them up.
It's quality, man. What they did was massive, bro. Nearly 5 mil. It's sick, bro.
That's the main thing for charity. The money they made was incredible, bro. It was insane. But what an experience. What is something that'll stick with me forever. But yeah, man, appreciate you. And obviously, while we're here, next week, I'll be honest, I won't be able to fulfill this show. So James will be maybe James or whoever, someone else might be covering me. It might be someone, that might be Turkish, could be whoever. But I'm going to LA at the end of we'll start next week. So CONCACAF Nations League, US Men's National.
Here we go. International break.
We're gonna be busy. But we're doing
love it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're doing international break. We've got to do the international things, isn't it? So we're out there, SoFi Stadium from Wembley, SoFi. You'll see.
That's like home now, isn't it? SoFi. Man's just laying on the pitch and all sorts, bro.
All of that. But let's get into this show. And I think I as well. You was there with YouTube for the charity match. So yeah, that shows you're doing big things, but subscriber counts going up and all that. So large up Curtis every time as well. Let's talk. Now we're gonna have a laugh when we get to the Real Madrid section, but let's do PSV. PSV was it yesterday? I'm losing track of the days. Yesterday, yeah. Yesterday. I mean, where do we start? Man rotated massively, Arteta, and you know what? I want to see something different. Let's start. Sterling got man of the
match. Why are we laughing? We shouldn't be laughing, man. He got 2 assists.
We shouldn't be laughing. The first assist was a simple pass, the 5-yard pass. Cool. But we're not going to take it away from him. Big him up, yeah.
Second one was proper.
Second one was cold.
Yeah.
But then Curtis, the second half, like, I didn't really see much from Raheem. Like, I'm not going to take too much away from him because we're talking about. I don't want to do the confidence thing because he's
yeah.
I don't want to keep talking about confidence and how he should be. He should be building that. He's played in big tournaments. I spoke about this before. He's had the media against him in the UK, and he's showed up in major tournaments for England. So, like, we can't talk about pressure and confidence because he should be fine with this. He's at Arsenal. If I'm honest, the fans have been calm with him. If I'm being real, they haven't really been too toxic towards Sterling. I think, he got given man of the match, even though I questioned his second half performance. I questioned him getting that yellow card. Oh, my Lord.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Him and Rice, bro. For me, I came out of that game going, because man's saying, bro, if Rice gets booked in the first game, he misses the second game.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'll be honest, I'm not just saying this after the event. On my stream, I'm like, half time, I'm like, wouldn't mind Rice being taken off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, number one, he's had a broken toe. He's played a lot of football. You know that Thomas Tuchel's going to play Rice probably in both games during the international break because it's his first game. He's going to want to put a strong team out. So I might get Rice off. Rice gets that yellow card. Obviously, it was a bit of a dodgy challenge, Lucky he didn't escalate that a little bit. He caught him with the arm. And then Sterling just comes and hacks the man down. I'm like, bro, Sterling's not available this weekend.
Yeah.
Because of the Chelsea loan. Then it's international break. Then he misses. This brother must have a holiday booked. He's coming to LA with you or something. I don't know what's going on.
Bro, I was
You're going to see him for 3 weeks.
So I'm saying, I was like, you just picked up man of the match award. People will be thinking now you might be going on to a bit of confidence and running the team potential, or you might look for you when we're in need of something and think, you know what, it's Sterling. He's just come from man of the match to now thinking, bro, I ain't going to see you for a minute. I ain't going to see you for time.
Yeah. Do you know the thing with Sterling now? I'm kind of, listen, we're going to clutch to any positive that we can get from that performance last night. Yeah, I don't think he was our best player, to be honest. So man of the match was a little bit, felt like a sympathy man of the match. But listen, his second assist was very good. I'm at the point with Sterling now, in a tight game, can you just give us 20 minutes off the bench and give us a moment? I'm not looking at Sterling anymore and thinking, yo, can we start him? And nah, that ain't happening, bro. We're in March. The season's nearly done. The season finishes in May. After the international break, you're in the final 6 weeks of the season. So he ain't going to give you that. I'm looking at, can you just give me 20 minutes? Can you put a cross in like that second assist yesterday that might give us a moment in the game? And that's it, bro. He'll go back to Chelsea and then they'll do whatever. He should have scored that one-on-one. I was thinking, come on, score this. And then you're really having a top game. But listen, it was a good assist. There wasn't much else. He looked lively.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That thing that the keeper saved. I mean, I think he did the right thing as the keeper just made a save. But you'd think you're on confidence. She's had your assist. You'd think you'd put it away. But listen, it's not all going to be about Sterling in this live. Of course not. There's some other players that played. We saw Ben White return. Looked a bit clunky. Looked a bit rusty.
Yeah.
I'm going to name some people quickly. Kivior, he got booked as well. Declan Rice, you spoke about. Zinchenko in the midfield scored a bang.
Oh, no, let me listen. Zinny,
talk to us.
Third season, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're only just... People have to understand, Zinchenko is a midfielder.
Oh, you're on this wave, yeah? This is you. You're saying this is
long time. Bro, yeah? Zinny, let's break it down, bro. City bought him as a midfielder. He only went left back because Mendy was unavailable for a long time. Yeah, so Zinny goes left back, wins the league. All of a sudden, we sign him as a left back. He's not a left back. He done a Fabian Delph at City. Centre mid at left back, wins the title. Zinny is a quality player on the ball in midfield. He gambles. Sometimes he gives the ball away cheaply, but look at that goal yesterday. And I'm not here to call anybody out. We know Odegaard's been struggling, but that finish from Zinchenko is what we've been screaming from Odegaard for the last however long. Great finish. You know what I mean? The celebration was a bit... I get it. I didn't like it.
12 games. I went, 12 games. He was on loan.
No, bro, it's not like you've been there for 5 years and, you love 12 games, bro. I've been on holiday longer than that.
So quick when he went out. As soon as he scored, I said, brother, enjoy it. It was a good... Enjoy it a little bit. Like, just give us a little... All right, cool. And then maybe not celebrate. But he was like, he scored and went... I said, bro... Like, come on, brother. The ball's just hit the net. That was a banger.
Yeah. A man said, but he said in an interview, like PSV, started his career. He felt like that was the start of his career. So, but yeah, I think to me, football's gone mad now. You score a goal, man, celebrate. I get it if it's like you've been there 10 years and you love the club, but but I thought he played really well. I thought he did well. Rice, I think, is hitting a good run of form for us at the moment. Did well PSV away, did well at United. I like the no celebration because I'll be honest, people, I was calling him out for celebrating. Yeah, I didn't like...
Did you call him out for that, yeah?
Yeah, I called him out, bro. I said, bro, it's 1-1 at Old Trafford, 16 minutes to go. You're telling the fans to shush, get the ball out of the net and run back to the halfway line. Even though I like this celebration.
Fans were giving him, though. I listen, I know it's listen, I know you from the optics online look mad, but every corner, because we was sat kind of in, I was in hospitality that game, so I was sat near the main bar. United fans basically, they were giving it to him bad at the corners. But I hear what you're saying. It was a draw. We weren't playing great. We could have probably went on and tried to win, even though they should have really won if we're being realistic. Being honest with it. But I hear you. Okay, so you're giving. So, but yeah, they didn't celebrate against PSV, which was which was, I mean, we like that. If you're
it was fun, man. I like his personality. I just think, you know what? It reminded me of Giroud at Bournemouth, bro. You know, when Giroud scored and he's doing the scorpion kick, I'm like, brother, we're not winning. This ain't United with Rooney and Tevez and Ronaldo. This is Xerxes and Hoyland and, you know, them man there, bro. And you're running to the corner flag. I was like, get the ball, fam, get the ball. And you know what? I like the celebration. If you'd made it 2-1, I would have been all over that celebration. 1-1, but, you know, it's... that was, listen, I like how he's playing, because I've been very much saying that Rice is a 6, and you can see Arteta wants to maybe turn him into the 8, which I haven't always been sure about that, to be honest. But, you know, he scored a couple of good goals in the last couple of games. So, yeah, Rice, big him up, man. I thought he played well.
I liked Rice's performance. I mean, you spoke about Zinni there as well, and it's funny, I saw Arteta move Mars Lewis-Skelly into that midfield role as well later down in that game, and I like that as well, because he's naturally a midfielder as well. That might be something we might see going forward as well. From Arteta and from Arsenal. Kieran Tierney obviously played on the left wing, which was, you know what, he didn't really do too much, but that was interesting at PSV. Mikel Merino up top again, who was, to me, non-existent. I'm wanting something different now, and Robbie keeps having a go at me saying, you know, strikers don't always score in every game, and I hear all that. But, like, brother, we soon got Real Madrid, Bernabeu. we actually joked. It's mad how we actually joked about this, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, Rudiger, Moreno, like, imagine he was thinking it's baby food, and he said, listen, if he gets through there, or if Arteta wins, building a statue, if we win the Champions League, build a statue of Real Madrid. Now, if it gets to that, that's going to be a whole big conversation, I'll be real. I'll be honest, because that is where this it will lead in a second. And Suj, I know you've got to send a super chat, it's a big up you. I'm going to get to that in a second, but I'm going to do it once we lead on to the Real Madrid section. But we kind of mentioned about PSV. We can move on from that, really. We brushed them aside, beat them in the first leg. There's not really too much more to talk about. The draw was all well and good, but like, yeah, it didn't mean anything. To me, it didn't mean anything. Again, I was arguing with people at AFTV. Like I said, whatever happens in this game, like, I'm not fussed. Like, Zinni in the midfield, okay, cool. Bit of a revelation because he shot, which we don't see much from Odegaard. Odegaard needs to step up, but I'm not screaming for Zinni to take Odegaard's spot in the next game. I'm just like,
no.
At least we know that's there. Like, at least we know that's there. It's a bit late than never. Because I saw someone on Twitter saying, like, we were looking for a Xhaka replacement this whole time, and Zinni's just there, been waiting, and he's, you know, he's there, and we never used him. But now he played against PSV, but it might be different against other opposition. Because, yeah, like I said, that PSV side weren't nothing to shout about, if I'm being real. But let's move forward then. Let's go Chelsea before we go to, because I want to kind of do the first.
We're saving the main course for the end, yeah.
I don't want to look at the whole picture of Real Madrid, bro. There's so much to kind of dissect. We'll go through the players. We'll go through everything, and then we'll get super chat on that as well. But let's do this. So let's do Chelsea quickly this weekend.
Yeah.
Second versus fourth, Curtis. I mean, they're still around, you know, 6 points off us. As bad as they've been, they're still about. Let's just start. Like, what are you thinking of that game? You confident? You think Arsenal should be able to, you know, dispatch them? They haven't got a recognised striker right now. We haven't really either. I mean, it screams a dead game, even though it's Chelsea versus Arsenal. It's a London derby, or Arsenal versus Chelsea. People should be up for it. But yeah, with that going into it, how are you feeling for that game?
It's going to be interesting because, you know what, I'll be honest with you, how I feel right now is like I've got very little motivation for any of our Premier League games. I'm being totally honest. I probably shouldn't be saying it, but
I'm with you.
All I can think about is Madrid, bro.
You want Atletico, like, I hear what you're, because I'm the same, right? I should be saying that as well, but like, I wanted Real because Real is like that.
It's the glamour time, of course, yeah.
But you said is that Atletico because you think it's more opportunity obviously going through? But I want the excitement. I'll be real, and I want the.
I know, yeah. You just want to do backflips, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want to listen in the tower and be like, brother, come in the stand. It's me. I'm you, Spider-Man, all of that. But yeah,
he's injured as well, isn't he? So he'll probably be sitting in the stadium somewhere. But listen, as a fan, come on, Real Madrid, bro. Like, it's the pinnacle. This is the best game that we could have in terms of pure excitement. Everyone's going to want a ticket. Everyone wants to go to the away game. My outlook on it was Atletico aren't as good as Real Madrid. And I think we would have a more of a chance. But listen, the way that they defend, the way they smother teams, maybe Arteta wouldn't have been able to deal with Atletico Madrid either, to be honest. So if we've got a minimal chance of beating any of them, let's at least go for the excitement, But the one that, listen, we'll save it for the Real Madrid talk anyway. But just in terms of the Chelsea game, it's a difficult one, because even when I did the Man United watch along, and you obviously went to the game, I don't know what it was like inside the stadium, but I kind of feel like we're going through the motions in the Prem. I think the Prem games are going to be quite difficult, to watch, and just because how much motivation are they going to have? I suppose, listen, it's still a London derby, and like you said, we're not guaranteed to get top 4, so they've still got to perform.
Do you care about? I ask everyone, it's like, you care about being seconds, staying second.
Not really.
You don't?
Not really. Listen, I'd rather we did, but what's the difference between second and fourth or third? We're not going to catch Liverpool. I suppose psychologically, yeah, you could say we finished second, we were the closest, but doesn't mean, as long as we get in the Champions League, which I think we will,
yeah,
it doesn't mean that much to me. But you just don't want to finish the season badly, do you? If we lose to Chelsea, you got an international break. It's not a good vibe to go into it. You want to go into that Real Madrid game on some sort of run of form and get Martinelli back fit, Ben White back fit. I'm more looking at the dynamics of building up to the Real Madrid game, if I'm being honest. I want us to win, but I'm thinking, get the team ready for that game. And obviously Saka is, Arteta said, is a few weeks away from being back. And people are like, what does a few weeks mean? Is that 7 weeks? Is that 3 weeks? Where is he? Is he going to be on the bench for Real? I don't know. I
see Bear fans just being like, don't rush him back. Don't rush him back. Don't ruin. Let him just see out the season. But
it's not happening.
Do you risk him? Yeah, do you risk him? I mean, I know we're talking about just, but do you risk him for Real Madrid if he's 80%? Do you think he has to play regardless?
It depends on the percentage, don't it, man? Listen, I'll be honest, we do have to look after him, because I've seen players get this injury, and if their recovery process isn't right, you look at Daniel Sturridge, you look at Reece James, you look at Michael Owen. I know some of them are, but they haven't recovered properly, and Sturridge was never at the same level, and Owen was never at the same. If you rush Saka back and anything goes wrong, you might be taking him away from us at the same level. But I always say the problem you've got is, if that doctor says you're medically fit to play football, you're over the injury, is Saka going to be able to just sit there in the background and say, Real Madrid, I'll just sit in the stadium? He's going to be, Mikel, get me involved. It's very difficult. Arteta's going to have to be a very strong manager in this situation, because I think for his own good, you're going to have to, if he's fit in 2 weeks, don't play him for 5 weeks. Give him longer than needed, because we can't afford to risk his career. But then, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved in one of them 2 games. Maybe the second leg. I think he could be on the bench.
Okay. Possibly. Okay. Let me quickly, because I know we can't help but just gear towards
Madrid's just lurking. You're asking me about Chelsea. I'm like, Chelsea, let's see how it goes. Just talk about Mbappe.
All right, give me your score prediction just quickly there for Chelsea. Let's just
Chelsea, just 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1. We're both lacking a striker. I just noticed they've scored more than us. Only one, but we've got the best defense. Yeah, they've got 53. I'm shocked they've scored more goals than us. I go 2-1. It's at the Emirates. I think we still got a point to prove. They play tonight as well, do they? In the Conference League, or is it?
Or tomorrow? Is it today?
Is it today or is it next Thursday? No, it's international break. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be.
They're playing tonight. So
yeah, UEFA Conference League. That's mad.
And it was 2-1.
I thought they were playing at random times, because I thought they
3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, no, I'll be real. I thought it was right. I actually thought it was silly o'clock. That's interesting.
So they've had less time than us to prepare. We should be beating them.
Yeah, and we should be sharp. And obviously, players like Ifeanyi, he's been rested, didn't play a minute against PSV, and then the team off. Yeah, exactly. And like you mentioned as well, there's an international break after, so those players can really he can go full strength in that game, and then promise them promised the Arsenal players, listen, you got time off unless you're obviously playing.
Yeah, you know, just before we get into Real Madrid, because obviously it's the main dish. Once we start, we ain't stopping.
Yeah, facts.
Tomorrow, the England squad comes out, right?
Is it tomorrow? Didn't know that.
Tomorrow, 2:00. Yeah, Waneri, Lewis Skelly, there's talk, and Ben White recall as well. Apparently, he spoke to Tuchel. How many of them do you think? Obviously, Rice will be in there. Saka's obviously out. Do you see any of the two youngsters getting in? Or Ben White recall?
Ben White recall is interesting. I think you have to. I think he has to. Tuchel has to try him as soon as possible, really. And these, what is it? It's going to be like, are they friendlies? Are they Nations League? Like, they qualify? I don't think they're qualifiers. They might. I don't know. I need to figure out what England games they are. I have a little check while I'm talking, but I don't think. I think that will be the right time to try Ben White if he get everyone on side. If he's happy to play under Tuchel, I think he make it happen. I think there's definitely a chance for him to be called up for it. Oh, actually, I mean, say that
World Cup qualifiers, you know.
Is it? Oh, then
yeah. Who are they playing? They've got Albania at home and Latvia at home. I mean, they should be winning both of them. No traveling as well.
I'll be honest. If it's World Cup qualifiers, I think you're asking a bit much of Ben White because I don't know, his performances haven't been great. Is it? Yeah, his performances have, like, not I say not been great. He's played one game of significance that he started. I just think he wasn't superb, so he's a bit rusty. Do you throw him into a World Cup qualifier? I mean, it's up to Tuchel. I don't think he will, but it depends on who he's got in that right back position. If he's low on numbers, he can bring him with him for internationals. And then let's say Miles, Lewis, Skelly, and Ethan. Well, Ethan for me is a straight swap for Saka. Saka's out.
You just bring him straight in on the right.
I think it makes sense personally. I don't know how much Saka will love that, but I think that makes sense. I think Ethan's shown enough as well. Let's be real. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not even doing the whole look. Saka's not available, so you bring in Ethan. I'm doing on merit. Ethan's been superb, bro. Champions League been phenomenal. For Arsenal in the league, still been incredible. Like he's got pure confidence, no fear. It's a different option. I think it's different to a lot of the English right wingers as well right now. If I'm being real, I think he offers a little difference. I think he's quite similar to Saka, and there's not many people like Saka. So if you're bringing in Ethan, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Miles Lewis Skelly's a tough one. I see a lot of people in the comments saying it's too early for Miles Lewis Skelly or no to Miles Lewis Skelly.
I'd put Lewis in, you know. I'd put him in. Yeah, cause bro, Luke Shaw's not there. Chilwell, I don't know if will he get a recall? He's at Palace. Got Lewis Hall. They ain't got that much at left.
Newcastle's fullback. Lewis.
He's good. But I think he has been good. But I think Skelly, man. I think because you look at Waneri on that right, even though Saka's out, you still got Palmer, you still got Foden, you still got Jared Bowen. Will he just? Do you think it helps them if they get in the England squad now? Like if Waneri and Lewis Skelly are in there, are you thinking like, yo, this is great? Or do you think, is it too early for them? Would you like them to just play for Arsenal? Right?
No, I think selfishly as an Arsenal fan, you want to just not go. But for them as players, I actually think that the earlier you get them in and amongst the England players and that environment, the better. People are saying Lewis is injured, so if that's the case,
injured. Well, there you go. Lewis Skelly's got a great chance.
He's there. Then, if I'm being real, and the reason why. So firstly, let me say what I think as a player wise. I think it's important for players to get in early. I think someone just said there the confidence of it as well. Like it brings confidence. It breeds into confidence from being selected, being recognised that you're international level quality player. It's good for your personal confidence. Your price tag, everything. So. Yes, obviously, if you don't get injured, that's the biggest fear. But for me, I think getting him in early. Also, it's Thomas Tuchel. It's not Southgate.
Yeah, not Southgate. Yeah,
speaking with like favourites, and you're getting the Luke Shaws being put back in and players like that. Like it's not going to do that. Thomas Tuchel's going to go with his own style, his difference, his different selection, and he's a good he's a good manager. So I'm quite confident that he's under good supervision. Whoever goes, if it's Ethan, Miles, or both, that they'll be all right. Yeah. I hope it does, because you don't want to. I'll be honest. World Cup qualifiers is a difference, though. I didn't know it was that, because I was going to say you don't want to throw them into like the World Cup World Cup squad.
Yeah.
Like how you've been selected, like you don't want to do that. You want to let them get some, like I said, being around it first. So interesting. That is interesting. It's interesting you bring that up. I didn't know the squad was out Friday. I need to make sure we do content around that. So tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow, around 2 o'clock, it said.
Tommy too cool. Okay, cool. Right, we're gonna go to the main dish. I think.
Come on, it's time, man. We're ready. That's all we want to talk about, people.
All right, let me start with some news and some conversation that not many people have known. Wait, hold on, let me just see what it says here. No name close. Cecil, you bozo. Ethan hasn't been phenomenal. He's been good. Calm down. I mean, he's been good enough to be selected for England, in my opinion. I think he's a quality player for Arsenal. He's been for us. We haven't been great. If you look at our whole 11, he's the one that's stood out, if I'm being real. In the past couple of games where we've needed something, he's kind of the one that's stepped up in a bad Arsenal side. We've joked, me and Curtis, on the show where it was like he's probably looking around thinking, yo, what one? Like this is the level? So chill out. I wasn't getting too overzealous. I'm just saying he's been a standout in our team and he should be selected for England. But anyway, why you take that seriously? Says I don't even know. I don't know. So sometimes just people just chat rubbish. So I've got to call them out and just madman. Anyway,
don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Some context before we get into the super chats. Big up Suj, well, both Sujes. Both super chats from Suj. Yesterday we was out late doing it fan cams, after PSV game. Yeah. Cool, man's doing interviews, interviewing Robbie. Catch the corner of my eye, see the crowd get a bit of commotion. I look over. I see a lady. I said, "Raw." I said, "Who's that?" Everyone's running over to her. I'm still carrying on interview. She comes over to the fan cam bit. You probably won't see her in the back, but you might see everyone turned looking at her. So the woman that came outside when she came by us by the fan cams, it's Miles Lewis Skelly's mum. She was there.
Oh yeah.
Big up. So she came by. She was beaming, smiling. She got a lot of love from the fans around the AFTV fan cam group. A lot of people going up to her, giving their thoughts, saying congratulations on your son's success and obviously the business that she runs. Marcia, I believe her name is. We should be having her back on AFTV soon. But what I did when we finished, I said, I was finished bang. I went, Marcia. I said, yeah, Mbappe versus Miles Lewis Skelly. Vinny versus Miles. She looked at me like, oh right, yeah, like she was deep. I said, yeah, that's the reality right now. So we'll start there. I mean, she's a lovely woman. I see Ryan put it lovely. She is a lovely woman. But yeah, man, Miles Lewis Skelly. There's going to be other young players. The Ethans in hopefully starting in that team against Real Madrid. I've got the Real Madrid team that played right here against Real Madrid. Vinny Jr. at the Emirates. Yeah, Mbappe at the Emirates. Jude Bellingham at the Emirates. At the Emirates.
No, Tchouaméni suspended, you know.
Oh, suspended. He gets suspended. Yes, correct. Thank you for correcting me.
Modric
at the Emirates. Rodrigo. Obviously, Mendy's injured. Obviously, he's looking like he'll be out for a while. Rudiger, Asensio, Valverde, Courtois. And before we start asking Curtis some questions, Robbie in the studio today went, man, I'm so happy we got Real Madrid. Glamorous tie. I can't wait to see those players at the Emirates. And I said, hold on a minute. So when we was in LA and me and Curtis went in the club and we saw them and was getting photos, you weren't bothered. But now they're coming to the Emirates to play, where you're not even near them, you're gassed.
Yeah.
I said, your pussy. You violated me. I violated me and Curtis. We told the story that you missed the club because you went to sleep. And who cares? It's not Arsenal players. Who cares? But now you're gassed.
Now you're hyped.
Bro,
man. He was just annoyed because he fell asleep. He missed the Ornstein exclusive of that, you know what I mean? But that nightclub was crazy, bro. You know what I mean? It was mad, bro.
Crazy. But
bro,
Real Madrid, let's do this. Bro. What are you thinking? We got Real Madrid who got through in penalties, which, by the way, I don't like it. I argued with everyone today. I argued with absolutely everyone in the office. It was only me and Ryan, the production camera guy, who was on my side. The fact that double touch, I think, was really harsh for on the Atletico Madrid side. I think I know people keep saying to me, it's the rules. But I'm like, let him do a retake. Like,
I know, I agree with you.
He scored, and it's not an advantage. Like, if you hit both your feet in a penalty, it's not like he did the thing we did back in the day when Thierry tried to pass it forward and there's another person runs in and hits. It wasn't that. It's clipped off both feet. and it went in. So I just think he slipped as well. Let him do a retake. Don't cancel out the penalty. The penalty ended up being actually a right penalty, but I don't think it touched his foot, even though I barely saw it. I don't think that advantage gave him an advantage at going top corner. So for me, I felt that Atletico was a little bit hard done by. Even though I wanted Real Madrid to go through, I really felt they got harshly done there. And Simeone, you could see, was not happy by it.
He was going mad, wasn't he? The thing that don't make sense, bro, you know, if a keeper saves a penalty and he comes off his line, they make it retake. So then how come on the flip side, if it kicks your other foot and goes in, it's no goal? It's mad. No one's ever going to intentionally kick the ball against the other foot. Exactly. So you're actually putting yourself at a disadvantage. So it should have just been retaken.
And sorry to cut you, Ryan said as well, is like when you do a foul throw in a pit, like they let him retake it.
Like, yeah.
I know some will argue, it's a penalty, it's a goal scoring opportunity. It's like you just mentioned there, the goalkeeper, that was a great example. I've had 2 great examples in the past couple of hours. I'm just like, why would they not allow them just to retake it instead of Xing off the penalty? But listen, it is what it is. It ended up resulting in going through.
We got the glamour tie anyway, man. So
we got the glamour tie.
Content-wise, man, you know what I mean? They give us... I'm doing previews about previews, bro. You know them ones?
We're going to give you the preview of Arsenal versus Real Madrid.
James is going to do about 10 videos. All you need to know about Real Madrid's left back, right back, left wing. You know what I mean? We're going all out on this, bro. I'm telling you.
Bro, I am doing everything. I'm going through probably all of Real Madrid's, all of their Champions League wins and thinking, well, Arsenal win this year. Maybe we could have took something there. I was wearing the shirt yesterday when we beat them. When Thierry Henry was in the team, 06, way back there. Yeah, the yellow away. I was thinking, we could do some content there. We can go back in time. We can go forward in time. We can do, bro. There's gonna be so much content around.
I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna be. How? Listen, my thing with this game, I'll be honest with you, right? Is I think every Arsenal fan should be excited. Yeah. Sound like Josh Kroenke. Be excited, guys. But I think we should be excited, man, because this is what football's about. This is what football's about, man. And listen, every realistic football fan knows that Real Madrid are massive favourites to win this game, right? You know what I mean? Half our attack's missing. You know, even your lights are turning off. They're like, no, it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Everybody knows.
They know.
Like, no, lock it off, man. Marino, it ain't happening, man. Lock it off. But this is the reason we watch football, bro. This is the reason. If football was just they're better than them, so they're going to beat them, we wouldn't bother with it. Yeah. And let's be real, bro. We're not mid-table. It's not like a mid-table team's playing a team at the top. We're second in the Prem. They're second in the Liga. Now, of course, they're far better than us. They're the biggest club. They're the best in the world, Champions League holders. But I'm telling you now, we have got to go for them at the Emirates in that first game. We've got to really... I'm not saying go and play all-out attack and just be wide open but we've got to get them at the Emirates, bro. Remember when Arsenal beat Barcelona? Shove in, you know what I mean? Everyone was like, you can't beat this, Barca. This is prime Messi. This is Pep, the best team we've ever seen.
Amazing game that boy. He was on fire that game,
It was mad. So these players, and you spoke about Lewis Skelly and them, these are the nights, bro, that your game can go from here to there. Your next contract can go from 50 grand to 100 grand, and you're starting for England. And these players should be embracing a huge opportunity here. I'd be so excited if I was an Arsenal player right now. You have to be, bro. You can't be. And as fans, bro, I want to go home game, away game.
Bro,
embrace all of it.
Because you and Robbie do a good job of doing like that. When we speak about it in depth, you look at everything. You look at everything around it, and you think, like you just said there, like teams play Arsenal these days, and they get up for it. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen teams. We always joke about, as soon as you play Arsenal, that every team's ready and firing, and they'll nick a point off Arsenal because it's a big game to them. Like no matter where we are right now, we've been second, obviously challenging for the past 3 seasons. That everyone gets up for it. This game is kind of the reverse. It's like you're playing Real Madrid. You should be up for it. And if you're a player, like you said, you should be relishing in that challenge. Like I can't even fathom being able to say you're going to the Bernabeu where you can make a name. You just said Arshavin against Barcelona. I said about Wilshere against Barcelona. I'm talking about the Thierry Henry performance against Roma. Like these games can like fans remember these performances. Like you can write yourself into, and granted, look, I know it's not lifting silverware, but I'm saying you can write yourself in some sort of history by having an unbelievable game, stealing the headlines. Like, don't get it twisted. There's some incredible players on that pitch for Real Madrid, but if you stand out in that, it's a big and very good look for yourself as a player, and those youngsters especially should be looking at it and thinking, you know what? There's no better time to make a name for myself. The Premier League's over. Well, obviously, don't give up on it, players. But Premier League's over. Fans' eyes. This is what we're kind of really fighting for now. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to read Suj's super chats. I've seen him put another one in. And you mentioned about the first leg. So let's talk about what he says in the super chat here. Big up Cecil and Curtis. Can you explain something? We finished third in Champions League, above most teams. Why in the next round we play Real Madrid at home first? Which means fans that obviously that tune don't understand what the significance of that is in the reverse fixture. Everyone kind of wants the second leg to be at home. Real Madrid get that. And he's right to bring it up. Lee Judges, I think, was one of the first ones to kind of bring it to my attention by saying it's kind of unfair in that sense. But because you want to play the home game, you want to play the away game first, and then you have an idea of what you
need to do at home.
What you can claw back. What damage is done, basically. However, I hear all this, but Arsenal, I think, away have been so much better than they have been at home. So there is an advice to be playing your home game second, but I'll be honest, I'm not really thinking about that if I'm being honest.
And you know what? I look at it like this, bro. We can make sure we're still in the second leg. You go to the Bernabeu first and they hit the fire and rip us apart. You're coming back for the second leg just like, at least you know you go home first. You can hopefully fly to Spain and you're still within the competition, you know. And I just think you get a better home game if it's the first leg as well, because it's just level playing field, you know. I don't mind the first leg being at home.
I don't mind either. I think it's such a big tie that either way, like, you just got to be up for it. There's no excuse. And you know what? Someone messaged me today. They said, like, because I said about Real Madrid, like, I'm buzzing for it. Like, okay, I said about the tie as well being the way it is, but they were just like, Cecil, quarterfinals, you Champions League, brother. Like, you're gonna play big teams regardless. Like, there's no easy route. There's no easy route to the final. There's no easy route to this Champions League title. And he was spot on, and I think he's right there. I think even last year, like, we had an okay kind of run in. We got Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. Like, it's the quarterfinals. You're gonna buck a big team. We beat Real Madrid last time when we got to the final of the Champions League. So obviously a different team, but there's no easy route to that final. So big them up. It's going to be massive. I still want to talk a little bit more on it. Before I do that, let's do Suj says, if MLS gets selected, he can see Jude up close before Madrid. I mean, yeah, I'll be saying, Miles, bro, if you're in there.
Miles, bro, if you're in a 50-50 challenger, you might have to.
Yeah. We're not gonna.
No encouraging nothing, but
just give him a little sign to say, you wait till I see you in the Bernabeu.
You ain't gonna be holding your arms out doing that celebration at the Emirates, bro. You know what I mean?
Trust me. Oh, the scenes if like Ethan or Saka scores and does his celebration, bro.
Bro, you know what I was saying today, yeah? And I know it's not realistic, but I was saying today. Can you imagine 20 minutes to go at the Emirates, right? Tight game, and the board goes up. Number 7, making his comeback, Saka against Madrid. And he comes on and scores. Can you imagine, bro?
Give him a statue.
Oh, my God. You know now Saka has been out injured. I'll be honest with you, right? I always loved Saka as a player. But I did get to a point with him where I was like, I want a bit more from him. Like, the numbers are great, but I'll be totally honest, bro. I got to a point where I was like, and listen, I recognized him as a talent. Like, you're the main man in the Arsenal attack. Your numbers are great, but I still felt like we can see a bit more. Still can twist up a nutmeg and drop a step over and be a bit more unpredictable, is what I was saying.
I'm with you.
But you see, since the guys come out the team and I'm seeing the way we're playing, I'm like, my days. No, I'm holding my hands up like, no, you're actually unreal. Like, you've been carrying our attack in your early 20s. Since Oba left, basically, he said, I'll put it on my shoulders. And now I'm like, raw, like we need him back in this team badly.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like with Saka, yeah, and it's funny you say that because me and Robbie go back and forth a lot because around Saka, he always says don't drop him and whatnot, and I always say I've had those moments questioning him, like not the numbers because he could have a bad game, be quiet throughout the whole game, he'll get an assist, he'll get a goal. So it's never a numbers thing. But we've been arguing recently because I want electric wingers. So I want old school back, if I'm being real. I said this, that's why I mentioned Bakayoko not too long ago. I mentioned Bakola as well, and Robbie and that been going at me. These just Instagram players, highlight players. But I want old school, push it and run, or step over, drop a shoulder, beat your man, whip it. I want that winger profile back in football. The Doku's and his end product is horrendous, but I don't know. I want that for my winger. I don't know why. I've been wanting that in an old school 9. Maybe I'm being an old historian and doing the whole, you know, the way when I was playing sort of thing. But Saka never gave me that. However, like you just mentioned, you forget, you know, when he's gone, you realize like, oh my God, okay, yeah, I took for granted what you was just doing for the team.
Yeah.
Your ball retention, you never lost it. You were effective as much as, you know, it's not the most glamorous on the eye, but it's like you've done everything that you needed to do. And I just I took for granted. I really did take it for granted. I think we both there. We can both hold our hands up because it's frustrating. Like, no rival fan really said to me like, "Where's Saka in the big games?" Like right now, they're saying Martin Odegaard. Where is he? He's like, I never really had that with Saka. There might be some you can mention, like 1 or 2. But if I'm being real, I never hear rival fans being like, he never turns up or he never, you know, we're relying on him. Martin Odegaard, when he went and was injured, Saka stepped up even more so.
He did.
Like no one was really thinking about like Odegaard that much, but now Saka's gone. I'm like, yo, the way we're playing is it's a bit dreadful. I'll be honest.
And you know what? I agree with what you said, man. I want that old school winger on the left because you look at like say Liverpool when they were successful. They got Salah on the right, who's like the numbers guy, and then you had Mane, who was like I'm causing carnage over here, which is why I'd love to see a Leao or someone on that left, somebody that's just gonna cause problems all the time, even if he's not putting up great numbers. So yeah, man, you realize how important Saka is. Not that we didn't, but I think his stock's gone up even higher now. He's like, I look at Saka and think you're like the perfect like player to coach. When he played at left back, I thought, oh, he could end up being a really good left back. And then he kind of went left wing and he was playing good on the left. Then he ends up on the right. It's like every position he plays, every role he's in, he's adapted to it. He's tactically intelligent. He puts numbers on the board. He's probably a dream for Arteta. And he's got work rate as well. So you just got to hope.
Was like, I know he's left back for Arsenal, but was he through when he was young in the academy? Like, because you're right what you're saying. Like, going nowadays, players are getting chopped and changed out of positions. Like Miles Lewis-Skelly at the end of the day, he's a midfielder, but he's playing so well at left back that fans might forget that. Oh my God, they might think, do you know what? He's going to be a great left back for Arsenal for the future. But realistically, he was a midfielder, and can he play further up the pitch? Can he play in a 10 role? Maybe. But I think Saka, what was his first ever position? Because a lot of players don't start off, especially back in the day, as left backs. I tell you that they don't come out of the room and start kicking a ball and say, "I want to be a left back, Daddy." For the no, they're even wingers and they get put into left back or in the midfield. So I think something I should know really. But obviously coming through Arsenal, he's a left back and went left wing back. But his ability, like you mentioned, in all positions he's played, even for England, like he's at that level. Like wherever he plays, he's at that level. That's why I think there's going to be a big discussion when he comes back, Curtis, about, well, I want Ethan and Saka both in the team. So who moves? Who moves first? Like, is it Ethan going out to the left or is it Saka going out to the left? Or just put Ethan in the 9?
I think he'll move. I think Ethan will move, man. I think Saka will take that seniority. Will listen, man. The big man's back. You know what I mean? Eth, well done. Go and do a job over there. But listen, one thing you just said there, I still look at Lewis Skelly and think you're not definitely going to be a left back because
I don't think so either.
He's so good on the ball going forward. I think, there's still a question mark.
But then I look at Calafiori and I see him doing flicks and up front, like, and doing link up
Oh.
play. And I'm like, are you like where are you? He's not even a left back, he's a centre back. But I'm just like, are you a centre back? I'm like, brother,
Yeah.
like Jesus, I don't know.
Calafiori is a madman.
Bro, he's doing such madnesses at the moment. Like I said, he's running up front, he's flicking it around the corner. I've seen him score bangers. I'm like, I've seen him on left back, I've seen him be roasted left back, but I'm also like, okay, but he have the profile of a centre back who's quite solid. So I'm like, what is your best position? Obviously, they've got all the sports scientists at Arsenal that'll be trying to decide that. But I'm just like, there's so many players with mixed profiles, and I suppose that's what Arteta wants. I think that's the way the game's going. You got to be versatile and kind of in everywhere, but it's an interesting one. Sudra of a Super Chat says, I'll say this here. If we beat Real in 2 legs, Cecil, if you do a backflip during the post-game fan interviews, $100 from me to charity. My friend, I'll take that offer. Shake my hand. Thank you very much.
Mate,
So
he would do a backflip for nothing, man. You don't even need, you know what I'm saying? Never mind 100.
You think if we get through, beat Real Madrid, I'm not doing a backflip? I'm going mad. We've got 10 minutes left. Let's do this then. So, I don't want to say how do we beat Real Madrid, but let's do some scenarios. I like this. I get excited. Like the first leg, what's the ideal scenario? What's the ideal score? Is it like, obviously ideal will be us winning, but let's be realistic as well at the same time. Is it we hold them to a draw? Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't even know how you do that. I'll be real. Maybe how do you stop these lot? I'm trying to think. It's definitely possible. I've seen them. Listen, Atletico Madrid in that game as well. I was watching it. They caused him a bit of problems. Atletico Madrid are a great team though, but like, maybe a 1-1, maybe a 2-2. Actually, they're gonna score more than one. No, actually, one. No, back your defense, Cess. You want to come out with a draw, or at least. I know we want to say we want to be at least up, but let's be real. A draw, and then we get to the Bernabeu and go for it. That'll be tough. That might even be tough as well.
I think, do you know what? Yeah, if we get out with a draw, for me, if we get out of the Emirates with a draw, you go to Spain and you stink out the Bernabeu like nobody has ever stank out that stadium. Set piece FC, Partey and Rice sitting in front of the back four. Yeah, you nick it from a set piece, or you go all the way to penalties. Yeah, you stink out the whole joint, bro. You know what I mean? We're not beating them in the Bernabeu, but like in 90 minutes. I can't see that happening. You gotta just, do you know what I mean? Go there, because they do get frustrated, man. Vinny last night, man, they doubled up on him and they was aggressive. He got frustrated, and then, you know,
they give you chances though. Real Madrid will give. Well, I don't know if they give us chances as our attack, but they do give teams chances. Obviously, Atletico Madrid beat them. They didn't beat them. They lost. They beat them 1-0. They scored against them, and most people say their defense. You can't say the defense is their weak point. I mean, their attack is such a joke. But I mean, Rudiger and Asensio, Valverde. I mean, that's
it
not
is
weak.
still their weak point though, bro. Valverde's playing out of position. Asensio's just come through. Mendy could be injured. Like, if they have got any weakness, but the problem is, if we got the attack to expose them, you know, I think you've got to have, like, because I'm assuming Saka's not playing. I think Marino's got to come out. I think that experiment's got to finish.
Saka
could be on the bench. He could be on the bench. He ain't going to be starting, is he? Like, look at Ben White. He's been out for like a couple of months, bro. He looks like he needs 3 or 4 games. Saka's going to need longer than that. I reckon you've got to go Martinelli, Trossard, Nwaneri, front three.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny you say that. That's the front three I want to see against Chelsea. That's so mad you said. That's what I want to see, because I want to just see that. And my reasoning for that, and you're going to see a Predict 11 video come out on the channel, people, so check out it when it drops. The reason behind it is because I want them to try something different, so we have something different against Real Madrid. So it's funny you say that. It'd be interesting to see if he does try all that. But like, Saka could play. I'm looking at the players that have come back from hamstring injuries. Martinelli's just returned. If I'm honest, he still looked a bit rusty as well. So you make a good point. Like, if Saka is back, how long is it going to take him to get back up to full speed? Again, there's a lot of people saying don't risk. Like, I see this online everywhere. Don't risk Saka. Don't rush him. Don't do all that. So I'm just like, it's a tough one. But if he's 80% fit, he might even be like he said. Imagine him coming off the bench to give you that last little burst. They don't do this anymore, but inject him. Give him the. Do what you can.
Do you know what though? As a fan base, yeah, this is how crazy we are, yeah. Because I'm with people in the community, like, yo, don't risk him, yeah. But you know, you see if the game was there for the taking, and Saka's there, you're like, boy, you might have to risk him, you know, like just. You know,
bro, if it's 0-0, if it's 2-2 at the home leg, yeah, Saka's on the bench. He's warmed up the day before on grass with the team, but he's on the bench. We draw 2-2. Then we go to the Bernabeu. If it's 1-0 Real Madrid or 2-1, no, 1-0 Real Madrid, 70th minute, I'm telling you, I want to protect the player. I'm normally that's normally my angle anyway. I care for the young players and players' careers. But if it's 1-0 in the 70th minute, like you said, to Real Madrid and Saka is on the bench, I am screaming at the TV, bring on Saka. It's probably the wrong thing. It's the wrong mentality to have. I should be thinking about the player. But I will say, like you said, stink out the place. But if there's an option in 20 minutes to go, I'll be screaming, go out all attack. Why not? Just give it, like, just risk it. Risk it. Because we're all going to be like that. No one can't tell me that when you have no attacking options. Because I'm sorry, I don't want to see Sterling come off the bench against Real Madrid. Love this, don't want to see that.
You're saying he's not rolling back the years, no?
Nah, bro. I've seen.
I called him Rasta Mouse last night, bro. Rasta Mouse, remember?
Of course. Oh,
give it up for the easy crew. Zubby dubba dubba day. Rasta Mouse and Scratchy and Zuma, also known as the easy crew. I said, what? First off, I'm sitting there going, yo, Sterling's back. Second off, I said, Ross, we got Rasta Mouse playing right wing.
Someone said, first off, we got Raheem. The second off, we got Sterling. I said, yo, it's bad. It's mad. It's mad. Oh, my days. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy. Honestly, like, I'm so sad, though, being like, because Laurie was cussing me today. He goes, when you see him, you're going to see him. You're going to have different energy. You're not going to say that you're going to want a photo and that. And I was cussing like, no, I won't. I do this with Havertz. I saw Havertz on tour. I aired him because I want to be real. I've cussed him enough. I want to be real. But I'll be real if I did see Sterling. But that's because of what he's done in his career and that I respect what he's done. But for Arsenal, man, he's just not been the guy. He's not been the guy. So I want to see someone like a Saka coming off the bench. Or I would love to see him starting, but I think that might be too much of an ask when it gets to, the 16th of April? 16th of April, around that time. Tony Pulis says, big up Uncle Cecil and Uncle Curtis. Both legs will be a training session for Real Madrid. Valverde is going to be cooking. This is, yeah, man. And maybe it's delusion. Maybe it's copium. Maybe it's hopium, whatever they say it is. But and that is a reality. It could get pumped, but I just can't allow it. I can't allow it. And there's nothing.
3 years ago, I said to Arteta, Mbappe to Arsenal. Well, he's coming to the Emirates, but just not quite in the same capacity that we hoped. You know,
you got to run that. You got to run that back. You got to run that. You got to run it.
Yeah, I'll run that.
Yeah. Mbappe to Arsenal, like he's coming, but boy,
do you know what Robbie said today? Yeah, 40%.
Chance.
What's your percent? He said 40% we get through. I was like, yo, he needs to relax. Yeah,
this is where we get clipped.
What's your percentage? Community. What's your percentage? Arsenal beat.
What's the percentage? Let's do this. Where am I going? At right now, where we stand. I'm doing what Robbie has a mad. He moves. He spurs himself on, and to be honest, when he does those talks, I buy into it. But let me do from where we're at right now. Right now, we haven't got Saka. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah.
Marino up front. Yeah. We have an underperforming Trossard and Martinelli. Ben White's just come back, not stable. The midfield is okay, but it's not fully clicking. My percentage right now, it will go up as well. It will go up because I get gassed with the vibes. But now, it's either 20 or 15. Maybe 20 or 15. And even that I think is quite high, but 20 or 15. I want to be more. I need to figure out where I'm going to though. So I have to do full context because where am I going to end percentage? because there's no way it's going to be a 50-50 split. There's no way I get to the Bernabeu or I get to the Emirates on the day of match day and say, you know what, it could go either way, because that's bonkers. That, to me, that's bonkers. Is that bonkers? No, it is. That's crazy. It's Real Madrid in the Champions. Of course it is. Right, I'm at 20. I'm at 20. I don't know where I'll get to. I might get to where Robbie is. It's mad Robbie saying 40% now. I mean, I'm going to do an update. Right now, I'm at 20%. It can get to 40%. It's not going to go further than 40%. I'll say that right now, though. That's the furthest it goes. Unless more players get injured for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anyone. And we get more positive signs of players returning. But right now, I'm 20%. And then Curtis, what are you? Let me put up some.
Do you know what's funny, right? Do you know what popped into my head? There's a scene in American Gangster, right, where Denzel goes into that calf, I think with Idris Elba, and he says 20%. And I swear down, I was thinking 20%. One in 5, bro. I think 20%, man.
That's realistic.
80% Real Madrid.
Are we not betting? Are we being too harsh? Like, I think, like Robbie will say, and he'll be like, back your team, like, come on, like, then, you know, it's a one-off, it's worth 2-off game, but you know what I mean? But I think 20% feels very realistic right now. Again.
Right now, yeah. And you know what? Some of it's down to the team lineup. I could look at the starting lineup and that changes. Like, I'll be real, bro. If Calafiori's at left back, yeah, that's dropping. I don't want to see Marino up front either. I'm being serious. I need to see something different. I need at least some pace in that front line that's going to cause a problem. You know what I mean? So a lot of that, if I see Rodrigo against Calafiori,
oh my days.
Nah, bring that percentage lower. You know what I mean? I need the right team on that pitch.
We need to wrap soon, but I'm looking at La Liga. They are second. And if I'm honest, they can win this league. So I'm just trying to think of it. You know, I'm just trying to work out, are they going to take the Arsenal game as serious? Because their Champions League heritage. There's no like them relaxing. There's no them. Oh, let's just go half-hearted on it. I know that actually. I shouldn't even look at La Liga because they're going to take. It's the Champions League. This is their trophy. This is their trophy. So, 20%. I think that's fair to say. I'm at 20%. You're at 20% as well. Let me just quickly read this. We read that. Perfect. We're coming to the end. I want to watch the rest of the games. Man United are playing. We're going to go watch that game.
Zubimendi
watch. Tottenham are playing, I believe, as well. I think AZ as well. I think AZ, people are saying, AZ. So I think Tottenham are playing. Obviously, Chelsea are playing in the Europa League Conference as well. So we're going to go head off and watch those games. People, it's been a pleasure. Community, as always, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure. We'll be back. Like I said, I won't be here next Tuesday. I'm jet setting and doing the works. We're busy outside. Sorry, Curtis, but we'll be on. We'll be on. Curtis will be here. And we'll see you then. Listen, big up everyone. Big up the community. I'll speak to you soon. Curtis, love as always.
Respect.
Peace.